Well, hello and welcome to Harvey Haddon Sports Village. Welcome to Nottingham. Welcome to day number 3 of the Swim England East Midlands Regional Short Course Championships 2023. And we have yet another action-packed day. It all started on Friday with the 800 and 1500 freestyle. We then had a great day yesterday with an incredible finals session. We've got exactly the same planned for you today. We can't do any of it, though, without some very important people in white. So please, everybody inside Harvey Haddon Sports Village, let's put your hands together and welcome to poolside your referees and their team of technical officials. Your lead referee is Mr. Terry Bree. He's assisted by Helen Akers. President of Northamptonshire ASA, Andy Aiken. And Richard Roberts. Your starters are Lee Turnbull and Graham Hamblin. Nottingham, please stand if you're able for the national anthem. We're ready to get underway with this morning's session. This is the Open Male 100 meters freestyle Heat 1. First heat of the Open Male 100 freestyle is away. Lane 1 is Luke James for Leicester Penguins. 2, Bruce D for Northampton. In 3, Max Davies for Works Up. 4 is Kai Gelsthorpe for Chesterfield. Owen Say of Nova goes in. 5, 6, Owen Johnson for Repton. 7 is Harvey Phillips for Louth. All 7 swimmers here are swimming as para-athletes, and their different classifications look a little bit like this. S8 is Luke James in lane 1, S6 for lane 2, S8 for lane 3, S10 in lanes 4 and also lane 6, then lane 5, Owen Say is S8, and Harvey Phillips in lane 7 is S4. First into the wall there, Kai Gelsthorpe in 1 minute, 0.32. Second is Max Davies, 1:04.89. And Owen Say in third. And Luke James making his way into the finish now. 1:58.30 for him. This is Heat 2. Lane 1 is David Becure for Works Up into Alex Bates for Chesterfield. Connor Allen of Wellingborough goes in lane 3. 4 is Henry Scully Proud for Loughborough. Charlie Jeans of Repton goes in 5. 6 Harvey J. Allsop for Nova Centurion. 7 is Ryan Norton for Boston. And 8 is Jared Collins for Sutton. Already onto the last 25 of this race with just 10 meters left to go. It looks like lane 3. Connor Allen might get to the wall first on this, or it could come from the far side. Allen is there first in 56.64. Well, that's under 57 seconds. I'm sure he will be well chuffed with that. Second comes from Ryan Norton in 57.2. Allsop in third. This is Heat 3. Lane 1 is Harry Pyatt for Works Up into Amantethi for Rushden. 3 is Jack Hughes for Lincoln Vulcans. Zachary Drayson for Belper Marling goes in 4. 5 is Ruben Hubringer for Repton. 6 Miles Willets for Melton Mowbray. 7 is Jensen Hilton for the City of Lincoln. And 8 Billy Harding for Repton. A lot of these races are going to come right down to the wire, aren't they? Lane 2 might have been in the lead at that last turn, but I think it could come from 7 on the finish here. Lane 7, Jensen Hilton is there first, 56.78 for the City of Lincoln swimmer. Second, Zachary Drayson, and third into the wall there, Amantethi, 57.03. 2 swimmers sub 57 on that one. This is Heat 4. Lane 1 is Zach Frisbee for Radford. 2, Jack Bignall for Northampton. 3 is Dylan Jameson for Repton. In 4, Matthew Deason for the City of Leicester. 5, Joe Helps for Repton. 6, Cole Angel for Kettering. 7, Jake Adams for Louth. And Tyler Hollyman for Corby goes in lane number 8. The difference between the times on that turn are all within a second, 0.95 of a second separating the fastest from the second fastest at 50. And it's not going to be a huge amount different at the far wall. Lane 1 dropping off a little bit. And once again, very, very difficult to try and call a leader here. 8 might take this, though. Tyler Hollyman from Corby has had a great meet. He touches first in 55.29. He'd entered on a 56.85. He's just taken over a second off his 100 time. That is pretty special. Second comes from Cole Angel, and Jack Bignell is third. This is heat 5. Lane 1 is Eden Rowe for Northampton. In 2, Martin Iankov for Repton. 3 is Jake Ball for Sutton. 4, James Ralph for Buxton. 5, Ben Roberts for Nova. 6 is Elliot Barker for Rushden. 7, Joseph Greaves for Nova. And 8 is Evan Hawley for Sutton. This race a little bit less all in one straight line. Lane 6 was first to that wall. Elliot Barker in 26.45. And again, less than a second between the fastest and slowest to 50 metres. Lane 6, Elliot Barker continues to hold a lead, but is being chased down by 5. And lane 5, Ben Roberts really starting to push through in that last 12.5 metres or so. Roberts is there first, 55.18. Barker is second, 55.51. And then Iankov in lane 2 touches third with a 56.07. This is heat 6. Lane 1 is Harry Maskery for Belfast Marlin. 2, Daniel Walker for Nova Centurion. In 3, Ethan Randall for Corby. 4 is Max Shaw for the Uni of Nottingham. 5, Joseph Mulligan for Nova Centurion. 6 is Albert Molsher for Rushden. 7, Callum Quirk for Nottingham Leander. And Alex Bainbridge of the Uni of Nottingham goes in lane 8. 25.85 is a fast opening split for Alex Bainbridge over on the far side of the pool. Lane 8 swimmer. And he is noticeably faster than the rest of the pool here. Enters on a 55.43, and the difference on paper between fastest and slowest is only half a second or so, but Bainbridge has just smashed that. 54.86. Thank you very much. Second comes from Ethan Randall, 55.15, and third was Joseph Mulligan on that one. This is heat 7. Lane 1 is Adam Fraser for Rushden. In 3, Tyler Coles for Rushden. 4, Laurel Roberts-Burrell for Nottingham Leander. In 5, Joseph Parnell for the City of Lincoln. In 6, Luke Barton for the Uni of Nottingham. 7 is Sebastian Ebanks for Derby XL. And 8 is Jamie Green for the City of Lincoln. Lane 1 turns first. Adam Fraser, 24.88. These times are getting very quick. This is the last of the ordinarily seeded heats, so we would expect the centre lane still to lead only by a fraction, and the difference between lanes 4 and 5 is only 1/10 of a second on paper here. We certainly wouldn't expect a lane 1 lead. There is half a second between fastest and slowest once again here, but Fraser should be able to do enough to hold on from lane 1, and it's going to win it by a body length in the end, 52.38. The water inside Harvey Haddon is fast this morning. That is a great swim from him. Tyler Coles is second. His teammate goes 53.48. Roberts Burrell third. This is Heat 8. Lane 1 is George Moore for the City of Leicester. 2, Jake Franz for Worksop. Charlie Miller and Liam Dawson, both of Derby Excel, go in 3 and 4. 5 is Lewis Warner for Nottingham Leander. 6, Joseph Kingsland for Nova Centurion. 7 is Elliot Sibley for Nova Centurion. Thomas Boyd of Northampton goes in lane 8. First to turn there, 24.18 for Liam Dawson in the centre, and I did mention earlier this is the first of our cyclical heats, so Dawson will be the third fastest seed in the competition. 49.99 is his entry time. That is considerably quicker than the slowest entry to this heat, which is 54.11, and that is why you see Liam Dawson absolutely miles ahead of the rest of the pool here. 50.49 is the finish time. But, I mean, looking at the rest of those times, it does show how fast that last heat was. Second comes from Kingsland, 53.29, and third, Charlie Miller. Heat 9. Lane 1 is Sammy Karadi for the Uni of Nottingham. Ewan Cox for the City of Lincoln goes in 2. Cameron Jameson for Repton is in 3. 4, Tom Truman for Derby Excel. Thomas Page of Leander is in 5. 6 is Mario Vasconcelos Blanche for Rushton. 7 is Lane Kiwa for Bassettlaw. And Thomas Sumner for Hinckley is in lane number 8. First to touch, 24.20 for Tom Truman in the centre. Enters on 49.60. That will be a converted long course time, most likely. We don't know that for sure, but there is a fair chance that it will be. And Truman does lead. He has Thomas Page on his heels, but he's going to have a body length by the end of the length. 50.07, so we've still not gone into that 50-point margin. It is the fastest time so far, so puts him in lane 4 of the final, pending this last heat. Page is second. Vasconcelos Blanche is third. Heat 10 is the final heat. Lane 1 is Ethan Soppet-Moss for Corby. 2 is Thomas Wales for Nova Centurion. 3, Max Balderson Rushton. 4, Jacob Mills, City of Leicester. 5, Alexander Harrand, Derby Excel. 6, Harry Milne, Repton. 7, Jack Stretton, Colville. And 8 is James Berry, Radford. Well, Jacob Mills was probably one of the brightest stars of the finals last night. He won several of those events, and I'm sure he'll be looking to do exactly the same again today. Mills turns first in 23.91 and continues to charge forward. That is the fastest 50-meter split we've seen so far. I expect we are going to see the fastest time, full stop. And remember, Jacob Mills is only 16 years old. He's got to only qualify for the 16 years and under final, and yet he has just clocked the fastest time of the meet today. 49.71 for Jacob Mills is going to put him miles ahead of the rest of the field in that 16 years and under final. Second is Alexander Harron, 51.42. And third, Harry Milne in 53.22. We move on to our next event this morning. This is the female 200 meters freestyle heat 1. Lane number 2 is Megan Neve for Repton. 3 is Sophie Martin for Chesterfield. 4, Maisie Lee Simpson for the City of Leicester. 5, Emily Talks for Lincoln Vulcans. And 6 is Dorothy Plumpton for the City of Leicester. The following swimmers have qualified for the final in the open male 100 metres freestyle. In the 16 years and under age group, Laurel Roberts-Burrell, Cameron Jameson, Mario Vasconcelos Blanche, Jacob Mills, Harry Milne, Ewan Cox, Jake France, Thomas Swales. Reserves are Joseph Parnell and James Berry. And in the 17 years and over age group, Charlie Miller, Adam Fraser, Alexander Harrand, Tom Truman, Liam Dawson, Thomas Page, Joseph Kingsland and Max Balderson. Reserves are Tyler Coles and George Moore. If you do not wish to swim in a final for any reason that you qualify for this morning, you must let us know this morning. You will have until 15 minutes after the end of this session to let us know that you are not going to race in a final that you've qualified for this morning. And you do those withdrawals with the medals desk. So head over to the medals desk if you did, for whatever reason, want to withdraw. In the pool, there is only 25 meters left now. Seems to be a fairly even race here. Only 10 left to go, and I can't really call it at this stage. 5, Emily Talks might have the slightest of leads over Dorothy Plumpton in 6. And yes, it is Talks to the wall first, 2:14.32. Second comes from Sophie Martin, and third for Dorothy Plumpton. This is heat 2. Lane 1 is Sarah Bruckner for Melton Mowbray. Connie Palmer for Repton goes in 2. Lucy Bannatyne for the City of Leicester is in 4. 5 is Jess Lyons for the City of Leicester. 6, Olivia Beard for Nova Centurion. 7 is Janet Fung for Nova. And 8 is Amy Walker for Worksop. And all in on Heat 2. Olivia Beard won that one, 2:11.05 for the Nova swimmer. Janet Fung was second, and Jess Lyons third. This is Heat 3. Heat 3 swimmers in lane 1, Sadie Llewellyn for Repton. 2 is Amelia Cheschick for Northampton. Anna Clark for the City of Leicester goes in 3. 4 is Olivia McCall for Repton. 5, Francesca Harrison for the City of Leicester. Grace Turner for Grantham is in lane 6. 7, Kiara Reeder for the City of Leicester. And 8 is Grace Wingham for Kettering. $150 done, 50 meters left to go. 136.70. That was Kiara Reeder in lane 7 over first by a fraction. Can she pull ahead now? It would be a big ask from lane 7, but stranger things have certainly happened. We saw a lot of lane 1, 8 victories in our previous round of heats. Could we see the same this morning? It is definitely going to be Kiara Reeder that takes this heat. She entered on 2:11.40. She's just gone 2:10.32. That's going to be a good swim from her. Anna Clark is second with 2:10.69. So it was fairly close in the end, you know. And Grace Wingham third to the wall. This is Heat 4. Lane 1 is Aurelia Wawrinovic for Nova Centurion. 2, Jasmine Varges for Repton. 3. Sorry, that is the wrong set of swimmers. Let me try and read the right set of swimmers. Lane 1 is Darcy Platts for the City of Leicester. 2, Lydia Caudle for Repton. 3 is Harriet Oxley for Repton. 4, Jessica Smelt for Repton. 5 is Anna Tyers for WXL. 6, Holly Marshall for Repton. 7, Alyssa Lowe for the City of Leicester. 8, Jennifer Walker for Bassett Law. It does help if I am on the right page. Smelt is over first at halfway, 1:39 for the Repton swimmer. And she's got over a second lead at 100 meters. That's not bad going at all. Enters on a time of 2:02.90. This is the first of our 3 cyclical heats, so she is the 3rd fastest competitor on paper. Only 16 years of age, so not a bad feat to have so young. Lane 6, Holly Marshall is in second at the moment, and now just 50 meters left to go. Keep your eye on lane 1 as well. Darcy Platt could pull something out here from the outside. First to the wall comes Jessica Smelt, 2:04.04 for the Repton swimmer. A couple of seconds outside her entry, but that is probably a converted time. Second is Holly Marshall, and third is Darcy Platts. Heat 5. And away with heat number 5 this morning. Lane 1 is Kate E. Hammond for the Uni of Nottingham. 2 is Elodie Piercy for Repton. 3, Abby Mitchell for the City of Leicester. 4 is Laurie Devine for Repton. 5, Asia Coe for Derby Excel. In 6, Olivia Kingsland for Nova Centurion. 7, Emily Parkins for Nova. And 8 is Janie Finch for the City of Leicester. Laurie Devine, 17-year-old from Repton. In fact, the lead 3 here, Mitchell, Devine, Coe in 3, 4 and 5 are all 17 years of age. I've got a 14-year-old in there and a 13-year-old with with Piercy in 2 and Finch in 8 being 14 and 13 respectively. So a large range of age groups on show here. We just saw 2:04 point as the time to beat. But that will be for the 16 years final, so doesn't necessarily apply for these guys. $50 meters remain on this one. Devine leads the way comfortably, as we would probably expect here. As I said, 2:01.41 is her entry, which is probably her PB. I am just pulling that information up as we speak. And we'll touch first by a body length or so. What's the finish time for her? 2:05.78. Well, she's definitely got more to give in the final if she wants to. Second is Asia Coe and Abby Mitchell third to the wall in heat 5. Heat 6 is the final heat. Lane 1 is Jessica Cater for Nova Centurion. 2, Shay Stewart for Nova Centurion. 3, Isabella Acaro for Repton. 4 is Georgina Pryor for Derby Excel. 5, Alexandra Bulett for the City of Lincoln. 6 is Madison Emmett for Repton. Lily Freeman of Northampton goes in 7, and 8 is Olivia Han for Repton. Swimmers, please refrain from using the back stairs to access the balcony. Those are the stairs that are just outside the changing rooms. Please do not use those stairs to access the balcony. The only swimmers that are allowed to access the balcony are those with a ticket due to capacity issues. However, we are also now experiencing the steps getting quite wet because people are going up there without suitable footwear. So please make sure that you are not using the stairs from the changing village to the balcony. Thank you. Well, Georgina Pryor is basically swimming this race entirely on her own. Is the only swimmer that enters in a time sub 2 minutes. She's going to be just over that margin on the finish there. 2 minutes, 0.13 for Georgina Pryor to finish this last heat first and to be the fastest swimmer we've seen so far today by some 4 seconds. Second is Madison Emmett with Alexandra Bulett in third place. This is the open male 50 meters breaststroke, heat 1. Swimmers in this first one. Charlie Jeans of Repton goes in 2. Ryan Norton for Boston in 3. Edward Ronsavat for Colville in 4. 5, Joshua Clark for Grantham. 6, Pavel Johnson for Radford. And 7 is Harvey Phillips for Louth. Our top swimmers coming in right now. Ryan Norton, 33.64 is his finish time. And Harvey Phillips isn't in the water, actually. Was a withdrawal from this race. So it is Norton, Johnson, then Rosnovat. This is heat 2. In heat 3, lane 1 is Jack Kentish for Northampton. 2, Luke Chambers for Nova Centurion. 3, Christopher Oliver for Long Eaton. In 4, Jake Adams for Louth. 5, Orion Nath for Corby. 6 is Oliver Oxley for the City of Leicester. 7, Max Holland for Nova Centurion. And 8 is Ben Lord for the City of Lincoln Pentaqua. Lane 3 seems to have the slightest of leads here, possibly going to be challenged by 2 on the finish though. Angel has the better finish, 32.42. He leads by 1/100th of a second ahead of Jack Zavica, 32.43 for the Grantham swimmer with Harrison Grix-White in third. This is heat 3. Lane 1 is Jack Kentish for Northampton. Luke Chambers for Nova Centurion goes in 2. 3, Christopher Oliver for Long Eaton. 4, Jake Adams for Louth. In 5, Orion Nath for Corby. 6 is Oliver Oxley for the City of Leicester. 7, Max Holland for Nova Centurion. 8 is Ben Lord for the City of Lincoln Pentaqua. Well, lane 6 seems to be the obvious leader so far. Oliver Oxley for the City of Leicester has a body length on the rest of the pool, is absolutely charging here. 32.50 entry time. He's just gone 31.77. That's a great swim for Oxley over in 6. Adams is second. Nath is third. This is heat 4. Lane 1 is Ethan Soppin-Moss for Corby. In 2, Edward Bailey for Nottingham Leander. 3 is Eden Saint for Balfour Marling. Cole Stevens of Chesterfield is in 4. 5, Lyndon Johnson for Hucknall. 6 is Jared Collins for Sutton. William Parnell of the City of Lincoln is in 7. And 8 is Matthew Debenham for Northampton. These guys come very fast considering it's breaststroke. Lane 8 seems to have the lead here. Could Matthew Debenham take this from the outside? He can, absolutely. 31.92 for the Northampton swimmer. Second is Eden Saint, only 5/100ths behind. Johnson is in third, only a 10th behind him. This is Heat 5. Lewis Cottrell for Hinckley goes in lane 1. Stuart Hamer for the City of Lincoln is in 2. 3 is Nathan Morgan for Repton. 4 is Paul Page for Hinckley. 5 is Omar Hijazi for the Uni of Nottingham. 6, Oliver Richmond for Nova Centurion. 7, Aman Tethi for Rushton. 8 is Joel Eady for Braunston. Well, you'll probably be upset with me for telling you, but it's on the start list. Stuart Hamer, 48 years old, and is still swimming at a regional level in lane 2. He's 5th to the wall. It is Hijazi that gets there first. 31.19 for him. 2nd is Nathan Morgan, and Oliver Richmond and Joel Eady tie for 3rd place. 32.04 apiece. This is Heat 6. Lane 1 is Thomas Boyd for Northampton. In 2, James Berry for Radford. 3 is Caleb O'Brien for Corby. In 4, Thomas Page for Nottingham Leander. 5 is Tyler Toombs for Nova Centurion. 6, Luke Whitton for Long Eaton. 7 is Jacob Hodgkinson for Bassetlaw. 8 is George Berwick for Grantham. Well, this is the first of our cyclical heats, so Tom Page should have a significant lead here, but there is only still 0.2 of a difference on paper, and it's Caleb O'Brien that takes the touch anyway. 29.11 for O'Brien. Page is in 2nd, 29.25, and Tyler Toombs is 3rd. This is Heat 7. Lane 1 is Kieran Howard for Radford. 2 is Archie Forrester for Loughborough. In 3, Jacob Hamlin for Derby Excel. 4, Jack Blair for Chesterfield. 5, Daniel O'Idy-Nichols for Nottingham Leander. In 6, Ross Balderson Rushton. 7, Ben Roberts, Nova Centurion. 8, Evan Hawley for Sutton. Lane 4 does have the lead here. Jack Blair, we saw him dominate on the 100 breaststroke yesterday. He does the same here on the 50. 29.27 for the Chesterfield swimmer. 2nd comes from Hamlin, and O'Idy-Nichols is 3rd. Heat 8 is the final heat. Lane 1 is Adam Fraser, Rushton. 2, James Brett for Braunston. 3, Nikolai Kredinsky for Derby Excel. 4, Adam Metcalf, Loughborough. 5, Dominic Bulls, Repton. 6, Max Balderson, Rushton. 7, James Annabelle Kettering. 8, Alfie Malloy, Loughborough. Well, just to tell you how jam-packed some of these swimmers' schedules are, Adam Fraser, I remember him swimming in the 100 freestyle, and now it can't even be dry from swimming that race. 5 meters left to go, and this is incredibly tight on the finish. It is Kurinsky that takes it from lane 3. 29.50 is the 2nd fastest time I've seen so far today. Bulls is 2nd with a 29.56, so only 6 100ths in it. And actually only 11 100ths separates the top 3, with Metcalf clocking a 29.61. Changing event now. This is the female 100 meters breaststroke, Heat 1. Our first heat of this 100 breaststroke is once again a complete para heat. Just how it happens to fall, not something that we particularly plan. just how it works based on the seed times. Rose Webb for Northampton is an SB6 swimmer. Eliza Humphrey for Northampton is a SB11 swimmer, and Charlie Morgan Imrie for Nova Centurion is an SB14 swimmer. Now, I know that some people aren't necessarily familiar with para swimming. I did talk a little bit about it yesterday, but I've got a little bit of time to go into slightly more detail. There's 3 types of categories you can be a part of. S1 through S10 are all physical impairments, with S1 generally considered to be the most severe physical impairment, where you would have hardly any use of any of your 4 limbs, through to S10, which would be considered to be the most mild of physical impairment. It could be a mild form of cerebral palsy, for example. And then your S11 through S13 are your visual impairments. Again, S11, which is the classification that Eliza in lane 4 has, means that she has a severe visual impairment. And actually, all S11 swimmers will swim with blacked out goggles. So Eliza, even if she has any residual vision, she can't see anything while she's in the pool because her goggles are entirely blacked out, and you'll see that those goggles get checked after every single race to make sure that they are completely blacked out. She's got 5 meters left to go in lane 4. How fast can she go? She enters on a 1:35 flat. She's going to be underneath that, I think. The time to be confirmed. That's what those dashes mean. That time, ignore that time on the board. That's going to be thrown out, I'm pretty sure. Charlie Morgan Imrie is second, 1:40.83 is the time that she clocks there, and Rose Webb is still coming through in just a moment. And there we go, Rose Webb swimming in the SB6 category, clocks a time of 2:06.08. Rose just 12 years old, very new to the world of para swimming. Great for her to have the experience on this kind of a stage. This is Heat 2. We have in lane 2, Maisie Summers-Newton for Northampton. SB6 swimmer. In lane 3 is the Lily Mae Glover for Repton. 4 is Olivia Marshall for Derby Excel. 5 is Helena Field for Louth. 6 is Poppy Westmoreland for Nova Centurion. And 7 is Scarlett Humphrey, SB11 swimmer for Northampton. Now, this again is a world-class para swimming field. Both Maisie Summers-Newton and Scarlett Humphrey have performed on the world stage. Both of them swam at the World Para Championships in Manchester earlier this year. Maisie Summers-Newton, of course, is a Paralympic champion, is a world champion, is a European champion, is a Commonwealth champion. The list of medals that she has won is incredible. She is also the British record holder on this event. 1:31.48 is her PB, and that is her British record too. Scarlett Humphrey could be in with a shot of taking the record here too. She would need to clock a sizable PB in order to do so. 1:32.0 is her best time on the 100 breaststroke so far. To get the record, she would need to go 1:28.45. So as I said, it would be a significant ask for her to do that, but we will definitely keep an eye on the clock as it comes in. So Maisie Summers-Newton, 1:31.48. As I said, that is the record that she holds. Who's going to come into the wall? First, it is Poppy Westmoreland in 1:19.62. Glover is in second. Helena Field is in third place. And what time are we looking at for Scarlett and Maisie? It is 1:32.33 for Maisie, so that's going to be just outside of the record time. Scarlett Humphrey, again, ignore that time on the board. I think that might change. There we go, 1:30.01. So it's a big PB of 2 seconds, but it is still not quite enough for her to add that to her list of many, many records. This is heat 3. Lane 1 is Aurelia Wawrinovic for Nova Centurion. In 2, Jasmine Varges for Repton. Lola Holmshaw for Radford goes in 3. 5, Emily Batchelor for Kettering. Emily Webb for Bassett Law is in 6. 7 is Poppy Scotchbrook for the City of Leicester. And 8 is Matilda Herries for Loughborough. Emily Batchelor takes the touch on that 119.15 for the Kettering swimmer. Second is Wawrinovic, 120.29, and Varges in third place. This is heat number 4. Lane 1 is Alice Green for Swadlincote. In 2, it's Phoebe Morgan for Belper-Marlin. 3 is Olivia Crow for Melton Mowbray. In 4, Maisie Lee Simpson for the City of Leicester. 5 is Ellie Parks for the City of Lincoln. 6, Alice May Downs for the City of Lincoln. 7 is Elodie Piercy for Repton. And 8 is Tegan Gray for Gainsborough. Close to hitting 100 views live on our YouTube channel. Remember, you can stream this entire event via the Swim England East Midlands YouTube channel. Just go onto YouTube, search for Swim England East Midlands region, and you will be able to view the whole thing and replay the whole thing online and in real time. Elodie Piercy is first to the wall on heat 4, 117.25. Second comes from Ellie Parks, and third is Olivia Crow on that heat. Let's go with heat 5. Lane 1 is Millie Woodup for the Uni of Nottingham. Connie Renard for Repton goes in 2. 3, Neve Dunbar for the City of Leicester. 4 is Kira Fletcher for Nova Centurion. 5, Hannah Capron for Repton. 6 is Amelia Denham for Chesterfield. 7, Grace Wingham for Kettering. And Poppy Mathias of Repton is in lane number 8. This is where we start to get cyclical because Kira Fletcher goes on 1:08.70 as an entry time. 25-year-old from Nova Centurion. The time between her and the second fastest qualifier, Collier, who's to come in the next heat, only fractions of a second. But Collier only 15 compared to Fletcher's 25 years. Kira Fletcher is first to the wall, 1:12.24. Hannah Capron is second, 1:13.41. And Neve Dunbar is in third place. This is Heat 6. Lane 1 is Madeline Smurf-White for the City of Lincoln. In 2, Philippa Hickman, Nova Centurion. 3, Mabel Walker for Repton. 4 is Medley Collier for Repton. In 5, Chloe Daybell for Nova Centurion. Olivia Anstey for Louth goes in 6. 7 is Darcy Platts for the City of Leicester. 8 is Charlotte Byron for Melton Mowbray. Collier has a body length on the rest of the field. Again, we saw her swim very well yesterday in the 200, repeating that talent here in the 100. 1:10.96 is a couple of seconds faster than we saw in the previous heat. Daybell is second and Platts is third. 1:13.55 for Daybell. Platts 1:14.84. Heat 7 are the final heats. Lane 1 is Kate Andrews for the City of Leicester. Sophie Stafford-Gill for the City of Leicester goes in 2. 3, Holly Robinson for Repton. Lane 4 is Imogen Clark for Derby XL. 5 is Pixie Leal-Klasicki for Derby XL. 6 for Tina Kulkarni for the City of Leicester. And then Repton have Ashley Green in 7 and Eleanor Broughton in lane 8. Well, Imogen Clark does prefer the 50-metre event, but she is still the 5th fastest swimmer ever in Great Britain to swim the 100 breaststroke. 1:05.05 is her PB. She's just gone 1:08.68, which isn't a bad time at all. Pixie Leal-Klasicki is in second place with a 1:11.5, and Holly Robinson is third to the wall. We move to the open male 400 metres individual medley, Heat 1. The following swimmers have made the final in the female 200 freestyle in the 16 years and under age group. Lydia Caudle, Lily Freeman, Madison Emmont, Jessica Smelt, Darcy Platts, Alyssa Lowe, Kiara Reeder and Anna Clark. Reserves Jessica Cater and Janie Finch. And in the 17 years and over age group, Harriet Oxley, Asia Coe, Laurie Devine, Georgina Pryor, Holly Marshall, Alexandra Bueller, Abby Mitchell, and Shay Stewart. Reserves, Isabella Acaro and Katie Hammond. And in the open male 50 meters breaststroke, 16 years and under age group, Oliver Richmond, Evan Hawley, Benjamin Roberts, Jacob Hodgkinson, James Berry, Alfie Malloy, Eden Saint, Aman Tethi. Reserves, Cole Angel and Jack Zeravica. And 17 years and over age group, Jacob Hamblin, Dominic Bulls, Jack Bladd, Caleb O'Brien, Thomas Page, Nikolai Kurtavinsky, Adam Metcalf, Daniel Oide-Nichols, and reserves, Tyler Toombs and James Brett. Remember that if you are withdrawing from a final from this morning, you must let us know by 15 minutes after the end of this session, please. Thank you. And finalists from the 100 breaststroke, I will let you know about as well. In the 16 years and under age group, Olivia Anstey, Neve Dunbar, Sophie Stafford-Gill, Mably Collier, Hannah Capron, Darcy Platts, Philippa Hickman, Connie Renard. Reserves, Mabel Walker and Amelia Denham. And 17 years and over, Ashley Green, Chloe Daybell, Kira Fletcher, Imogen Clark, Pixie Lau Klasicki, Holly Robinson, Eleanor Broughton and Fatini Kulkarni. Reserves, Ellie Parks and Olivia Crow. Swimmers in this first heat of the 400 IM. Lane 3 is Daniel Harris for the City of Leicester. Luke Chambers for Nova is in lane 4. 5, Jack Bignall for Northampton. And 6 is Manav Mystery for Northampton. Now, medals are available straight from the heats in the 400 IM. We don't swim 400s in the finals, so whoever comes first, second and third based on heat swims alone is going to be in with a shot of grabbing the medals. There are only 2 16-year-old swimmers in the next heat, which means that the 16-year-old that wins here is going to likely get a bronze, could potentially, of course, get a silver or a gold if they go faster than the swimmers in the next heat, but definitely a bronze up for grabs in this first of the 2 400 IM heats. And Daniel Harris is the fastest in our first heat. 4:48.87 is well faster than his entry time, which was a short course entry time as well. It is about 6 seconds faster than he entered, which is a great achievement by him. We move on now to heat number 2. So this is effectively a straight final. Whoever comes first, second, third out of the 17 years and over swimmers, who are, by the way, in lanes 3, 4, 5, 7 and 8. So it's a straight final between those 5. All of them actually 17 years old. There's no one any older than that in here. Should mention that Austin Manley is only 13 years old and is in lane 2. How fast can he go here in this heat? Let's roll you through the swimmers. Lane 1 is James Lake for Loughborough. In 2, Austin Manley for Repton. 3, Luke Stevens for the City of Leicester. 4 is Thomas Wilkinson for Chesterfield. 5, Sam Cook for Corby. 6 is Finley Caudle for Repton. 7, Joseph Mulligan for Nova Centurion. And 8 is Oliver Oxley for the City of Leicester. So as I said, first, second and third out of those 17-year-olds is going to get gold, silver and bronze here. Most likely the first, second, third to the wall here will get gold, silver and bronze, but I will try and keep you in the loop with exactly how that goes. Sam Cook is leading up to this halfway point now. Turns into 10.59 to head onto his breaststroke leg. And let's see if Thomas Wilkinson can close that gap any on this 100 meters breaststroke. I think he might, you know. And lane 3 starting to come through too. Luke Stevens heading off with that main pack. And those are our 3 17-year-old swimmers. So a direct race between the 3 in those center lanes 3, 4 and 5. Well, Cook had maybe 5, 6 meters lead on Wilkinson before this breaststroke. Now that lead is almost nothing. It is very difficult actually to call apart these two. Cook was first to that turn, but only by the tiniest of margins. And the scoreboard, I think, actually over-exaggerated the difference between the two, just the way that it sometimes works with turns. We've got 100 meters to go after this wall. I think that Wilkinson may get on it first. How much does Cook have to give to try and chase him down on this last 100 meters of freestyle? Wilkinson is over first. Cook is over second. And now there's a body length lead for Wilkinson. Is that enough for him to take the gold medal? And Luke Stevens isn't done trying here yet either. This is a freeway race, not just for the free medals. It's a freeway race for the gold medal. Sam Cook is really starting to come back over in lane 5. This could be a very interesting finish. Look at that. Cook is going to turn ahead of Wilkinson with 50 meters to go. This is going to be hurting for both of these boys right now. Thomas Wilkinson, Chesterfield swimmer in lane 4. Sam Cook, Corby swimmer in lane 5. They are practically stroke for stroke. Who has more to give down this final 25? I think that Sam Cook should be able to hold on here unless Wilkinson can pull something amazing out of these closing stages. And you can see Sam Cook really does enjoy a strong race. He's going to take the touch here on this 400 IM, 4:35.24. It was a cracking swim. It was a cracking race. Wilkinson picks up silver, Stevens picks up bronze, but what a fantastic swim from Sam Cook there, 4:35.24. And it looks like Austin was the fastest of the rest, 4:46.33. That should be enough for him to take the junior gold medal. This is the female 100 fly, heat 1. So from 16 lengths back down to 4, but only 3 swimmers in our first heat. Lane 3 is Megan Brown for Grantham, 4 Grace Wingham for Kettering, and Evelyn Connor for Ripley goes in lane number 5. This is Heat 2. Confirmed results of the Open Male 400 IM are now available. Your medalists in the 16 years and under age group: bronze medalist representing Loughborough, James Lake; silver medalist representing Repton, Austin Manley; and gold medalist representing Repton, Finley Caudle. And in the 17 years and over age group, bronze medalist representing the City of Leicester, Luke Stevens; silver medalist representing Chesterfield, Thomas Wilkinson; and gold medalist representing Corby, Samuel Cook. First into the wall there was Daisy Dunton, Evelyn Jackson second, and Connie Renaud in third place. This is Heat 3. Lane 1 is Emily Parkins for Nova Centurion. In 2, Freya Jones for Nova Centurion. 3 is Elodie Piercy for Repton. 4, Janet Fung for Nova Centurion. 5 is Evie Turner for Grantham. 6, Evie Dickinson for Louth. 7, Amy Willett for Melton Mowbray. And 8, Kyra Winter for Chesterfield. Into the final 25 of this third heat. Difficult to call a leader. Maybe lane 1, maybe over in lane 6. I think 1 is going to take the touch here. Emily Parkins takes a 107.15. Jubilation in the timing sweep for that one. Second comes from Evie Dickinson, and third for Janet Fung. This is Heat 4. Lane 1 is Ruby Westmoreland for Nova Centurion. 2 is Miley Aram for Long Eaton. 3, Molly Briggs for the Union of Nottingham. 4, Lily Tappan for Corby. 5 is Jasmine Varches for Repton. 6, Isabel Sharp for Northampton. 7 is Harriet Casey for Corby. And Libby Walsh of Swadlincote goes in lane number 8. 5 meters left on this one, and lane 4 has the lead. Lily Tappan is going to touch first, only by a couple of strokes, but she does it anyway. 106.83 for the Corby swimmer is a good chunk underneath her entry time. Harriet Casey in second place, with Isabel Sharp touching third. Or actually, after a refresh, Tappan first, Varge second, and Casey third. This is heat 5. Lane 1 is Katie Hammond for the Uni of Nottingham. Rosie Smith for the Uni of Nottingham goes in 2. 3 is Alyssa Lowe for the City of Leicester. 4, Jessica Smelt for Repton. 5, Anna Stansfield for the Uni of Nottingham. Anna Clark of the City of Leicester goes in 6. 7 is Lily Rose Carr for Nova Centurion. And 8 is Lily Freeman for Northampton. Smelt is over first at halfway, 30.32. And we are looking at a cyclically seeded heat here. Smelt the third fastest in 101.90. And Stansfield is the 6th fastest qualifier. Despite that, Stansfield is going to touch ahead of Smelt on this heat. 103.75. That is just outside the time she would need to qualify for English Winters. Smelt will have done it on that time because she's that little bit younger. This is heat 6. Lane 1 is Millie King for Derby Excel. 2, Francesca Harrison for the City of Leicester. 3, Katie Maloney for Louth. In 4, Constance Phillips for Nova Centurion. 5, Isabel Lee for the Uni of Nottingham. 6 is Helen Sharrett for Derby Phoenix. 7, Olivia Beard for Nova Centurion. And 8 is Grace Turner for Grantham. Constance Phillips enters on a time 59.98. Sub 1 minute 100 fly swim is pretty impressive indeed. And she has a body length on the rest of the pool. There's no doubt about the fact that it is going to be Constance Phillips that touches first here. More than a body length, actually, almost 5 clear meters. 101.47 isn't a million miles out from her best time. Second comes from Isabel Lee and Helen Sharrett in third place. This is heat 7, the final heat. Lane 1 is Jess Lines for the City of Leicester. 2, Elise Collins for Chesterfield. Derby XL have got Anna Tyers, Georgina Pryor and Aisha Coe in 3, 4 and 5. 6 is Olivia Anstey for Louth. 7, Jenny Finch for the City of Leicester. 8, Jessica Oxley for the City of Leicester. Finish comes in there from Georgina Pryor, 1 minute .55. Asia Ko is in second and Anna Tyers third. We now move to the open male 100 meters backstroke, heat 1. Lane 2 is Bruce D for Northampton. Owen Johnson of Repton is in lane 3. 4, Ben Tunstall for Nova. 5, Kai Gelsthorpe for Chesterfield. And 6 is Max Davies for Worksup. Again, mainly paraswimmers in this event. S6, Bruce D. S10 for Owen Johnson. That's in lanes 2 and 3. Then S10 for Kai Gelsthorpe in 5. And S8 for Max Davies in lane 6. And I mentioned yesterday the way that the awards work for the paraswimmers. They receive a number of points, exactly the way that you will see that you get World Aquatics points based on how close you get to any world record, how close you get to the world record in your individual classification will depend on how many points you will get, and that's how we compare the paraswimmers against each other when they're swimming against people with very different impairments. First to the wall is Ben Tunstall, 105.14. Second in was Kai Gelsthorpe with Owen Johnson just behind. And of course those two in direct competition with each other because they are in the same classification. And Bruce D into the wall there, 129.48 for him. Only about 5 seconds outside of the British record. This is Heat 2. In lane 1, Jack Hurry for Northampton. 2 is Pavel Johnson for Radford. 3 is Finley Gibson for Loughborough. 4, Jared Collins for Sutton. 5 is Connor Allen for Wellingborough. 6, Ron Elkin for Corby. 7, Zach Heidel for Nova. And 8, Aaron Simpson for Long Eaton. Just 5 left to go. Lane 5 is going to take it to Connor Allen, 104.07. Well, he's just knocked a second off his entry time. He's having a great meet. Second is Finley Gibson and Ron Elkin in third place. Joined third place with Jack Curry, I should say. This is heat 3. The finalists for the female 100 meters butterfly are like this. In the 16 years and under age group, Olivia Beard, Olivia Anstey, Lily Rose Carr, Anna Tyers, Jessica Smelt, Alyssa Lowe, Lily Tappan, Lily Freeman, reserves Emily Parkins and Jasmine Varges. And 17 years and over age group, Katie Maloney, Isabel Lee, Asia Coe, Georgina Pryor, Constance Phillips, Anna Stansfield, Helen Sharrett, Elise Collins, and reserves are Katie Hammond and Rosie Smith. Please could we have a coach or representative from the University of Nottingham to the timing suite. Ethan Soffit-Moss was first into the wall on that one. 101.98 for the Corby swimmer. Well, he'd entered on a 104.40, so either that entry time was a little bit out or he has just done an absolutely fantastic swim. This is heat 4. Do have some items of lost property currently in the timing suite. I've got a pair of trunks, I've got a swimming costume, I have got an inhaler. If any of these are yours, please do head to the timing suite to redeem them. If you have lost a swimming costume, a pair of trunks, or an inhaler, then it may be in the timing suite. Into the final 5 meters, and this is incredibly close on the finish. I think that, actually I'm not going to even say what I think because the AOE is going to need to do that for me. 101.44 for Jameson over in lane 6. Hollyman in 4 takes second, 101.73, and third is Owen Halfway. This is heat 5. Lane 1 is Thomas McNamara for Loughborough, into Ethan Randall for Corby. WXL have got Ben Twynham in 3 and George Whittle in 4. 5 is Cameron Jameson for Repton. Laurel Roberts-Burrell of Nottingham Leander is in lane 6. 7, Jack Goldfinch for Loughborough, and 8 is Joe Helps for Repton. Whittle first to 50, 27.3 compared to Jameson's 27.6, so only 0.3 of a second separating them at that point. I think there's going to be a little bit more than 0.3 between them on the finish. I say that though, but Jameson's underwater there was very strong. Whittle powering through the last few meters. 56.70 entry time for the DX swimmer, 56.30 he's just gone, so well underneath his entry. Cameron Jameson is second, Ben Twynham is third. Heat 6. Lane 1 is Thomas Summer for Hinckley. 2 is James Annable for Kettering. 3, Jake France for Worksop. 4, Ethan Richards for the City of Lincoln. 5 is Jacob Mills for the City of Leicester. 6, Adam Fraser for Rushton. 7, Martin Iankov for Repton. 8 is Joshua Clark for Grantham. Swimmers, team managers, coaches and spectators, please be reminded that there is to be no photography in the venue apart from obviously the live stream that is going out. You are able to access that live stream. It has been approved by the censor, however the censor will not approve any other style of photography, so you cannot use your own phone to take pictures in the pool building. Please only use the live stream to view races. Thank you. It is Ethan Richards who touches first, 26.76. Jacob Mills is a couple of seconds behind that, 28.11, and Jake France in third place. Heat 7 is the final heat. Lane 1 is Matthew Deason for the City of Leicester. 2 is Harry Milne for Repton. 3, Jude Denning for Repton. 4 is Lewis Warner for Nottingham Leander. 5, Ethan Lawton for Derby Excel. 6, Nathan Morgan for Repton. 7, Cole Angel for Kettering. And 8 is Joseph Parnell for the City of Lincoln. Into the last few, and it is going to be lane 5 with the touch. Ethan Lawton in 55.84. He entered on a 57.05 and he's just gone 55.84. That is not bad going, not a bad morning's work. Second is Nathan Morgan, and Jude Denning is in third place. This is the female 50 meters backstroke he won. Lane 3 is Sky Holmes for Louth. Then City Lincoln have Talila Coots in 4 and Charlotte Hodgkin in 5. Charlotte Hodgkin took the touch on the first heat there, 32.65. Talila Coots is second and Sky Holmes is third. Heat 2. Lane 1 is Alice Kirkpatrick for OB and Wigston. 2, Holly Hale for Northampton. 3, Emily Batchelor for Kettering. 4 is Isabel Cameron for Repton. 5, Mimi Fisher for Ripley. 6 is Macy Helps for Ricknold. And 7 is Sarah Dew for OB and Wigston. Well, this is incredibly tight on the touch. About 3 swimmers approach the wall at exactly the same time. Cameron is there first, 32.52. Helps is second, 32.68. So just over a tenth of a second between first and second. Third, not far behind either. This is heat 3. Lane 1 is Charlotte Byron for Melton Mowbray. Matilda McGrath for Braunston goes in 2. 3 is Arabella Green for Repton. Evie Bevan for City Leicester goes in 4. 5 is Charlotte Bemrose for Louth. 6 is Evelyn Connor for Ripley. Olivia Mayle for Derby Excel is in 7. And Hebe Spooner for Dronfield goes in lane 8. I mean, that was very, very tight. Evelyn Connor, 32.52. Olivia Mayle, second in, 32.63. 11 100ths between first and second, and third was only 3 100ths behind second. So, God bless the finish judges on that one. This is heat 4. Lane 1 is Megan Neve for Repton. Miley Aram for Long Eaton goes in 2. Lauren Tomlinson for Belpermarlin is in 3. 4, Grace Wingham for Kettering. 5, Georgie Reynolds for Repton. In 6, Evie Turner for Grantham. Holly Giles of Louth is in lane 7. And 8 is Amreen Senghera for Hinckley. Well, I'm wondering why these are so tight, but on paper there are only 0.2 between the fastest and slowest swimmers. This could come from the centre or lane 1. It is 1 there first. Megan Neve in 31.58. Georgie Reynolds touches second, 31.73. 15 100ths or so apart. Grace Wingham is in third place with a 32.27. This is heat 5. Lane 1 is Katie Maloney for Louth. In 2, Erin Gent for Repton. 3 is Rachel Webb for Bassett Law. In 4, Grace McDonald for Grantham. 5, Bella Hodges for the Uni of Nottingham. 6, Ashley Green for Repton. In 7, Alice Streeter for the City of Leicester. And Evie Dickinson for Louth goes in lane 8. Grace McDonald took that 29.58, dropping through the 30-second barrier now. Erin Gent in second place. Rachel Webb touches third. This is heat 6. Lane 1 is Abby Turnbull for Carlton Forum. Millie King of Derby Excel goes in 2. 3 is Elise Collins for Chesterfield. 4, Isabel Lee for the Uni of Nottingham. 5 is Annabelle Crees for Repton. Emma Jane Ranson for Belpermarlin is in lane 6. 7, Elle Price for Chesterfield. 8 is Brianna Hanson-Hoare for Repton. And even though these are our cyclical heats, we're still seeing very close finishes. Crees takes it from lane 5, 29.58. Isabel Lee drops just under the 30-second mark with a 29.97. And Elise Collins touches third. This is heat 7. Hold the race, please. Hold the race. Hold the race, Terry. Hold the race. And heat 7 is away. Lane 1 is Eve Turnbull for Carlton Forum. 2, Connie Palmer for Repton. 3, Rose Dickerson for Nova. 4, Charlotte Hall, Derby XL. 5, Fenella Woodis for Repton. 6, Rose Gubbins, Nova. 7, Olivia Han, Repton. 8, Isabel Wright, Longington. And Charlotte Hall is charging ahead here. She's going to touch first by half a body length. 29.14 is the fastest time we've seen so far today. Fenella Woodis is second in with Rose Dickerson in third place. We move now to the open male 200 meters butterfly heat 1. Notification of a disqualification. The swimmer in event 508, heat 6, lane 1, was disqualified for a technical infraction. That is, the swimmer in event 508, heat 6, lane 1, was disqualified for a technical infraction. Final 5 meters of this 200 fly. Curtis Minnie takes it comfortably to 12. 0.63 for the Kettering swimmer. He entered on a 2:11, so just outside of his entry time. James Lake is in second place with Oliver Henshaw in third. This is Heat 2. The following swimmers have qualified for the Open Male 100 backstroke final. In the 16 years and under age group, gold. In the 16 years and under age group, your qualifiers are Martin Iankov, Harry Milne, Jake Franz, Cameron Jameson, Jacob Mills, Laurel Roberts-Burrell, Joshua Clark, and Dylan Jameson. Reserves Tyler Hollyman and Joe Helps. In the 17 years and over age group, Adam Fraser, Nathan Morgan, Ethan Richards, Ethan Lawton, George Whittle, Ben Twynham, Jude Denning, and Lewis Warner. Reserves Ethan Randall and Jack Goldfinch. In the female 50 backstroke, 16 years and under, Millie King, Rachel Webb, Fenella Woodis, Grace McDonald, Annabelle Crees, Erin Gent, Eve Turnbull, and Connie Palmer. Reserves Evie Dickinson and Brianna Hanson-Hort. And 17 years and over age group, Bella Hodges, Rose Gubbins, Elise Collins, Charlotte Hall, Isabel Lee, Rose Dickinson, Ashley Green, and Elle Price. Reserves Olivia Han and Isabel Wright. Sam Cook took that heat at a 200 fly, 2:13.53. Thomas Swales in second place with Dan Harris in third. This is Heat 3. In lane 1 here is Lucas Granville for Nova. In 3, Sebastian Ebanks for Derby Excel. Georgia Moore of the City of Leicester goes in 4. 5 is Eden Rowe for Northampton. 6, Lewis Fitch for the City of Leicester. 7, Alex Bates for Chesterfield. And 8 is Jacob Breers, D-Pigs. And George Moore was first into the wall on that final heat, 2:07.51. Well ahead of Sebastian Ebanks, who came in second, 2:14.12 for him. We now move on to our next event and the last individual event of the session. This is the female 200 meters individual medley. There are 5 heats. This is heat 1. The following swimmers have qualified for the Open Male 200 meters butterfly final in the 16 years and under age group. Harrison Bywater, Lewis Fitch, Daniel Harris, Thomas Swales, Sebastian Ebanks, James Lake, Oliver Hanshaw and Eden Rowe. Reserves Finley Caudle and Noah Van Horbeek. And if you are in the 17 years and over age group and you swam the 200 butterfly, I have some bad news for you. You've got to do it again, even if you weren't in the top, however, because you are in the top, however, because only 4 people swam it. So Samuel Cook, George Moore, Curtis Minney and Owen Halfway are all through to the final automatically. Only 3 swimmers in this first heat of 200 IM, all of them para. Lane 3 is Rose Webb for Northampton, 4 is Eliza Humphrey for Northampton, and 5 is Charlie Morgan Imrie for Nova Centurion. Your para categories SM6, SM11 and SM14 in 3, 4 and 5. Charlie Morgan Imrie might just get the touch here ahead of Eliza Humphrey. She does. 3:03.64 for Imrie, 3:04.10 for Humphrey. And Rose Webb still to come through. Rose Webb rounds off Heat 1 in 3:48.54. This is Heat 2. In lane 1, Scarlett Humphrey for Northampton. 2 is Freya Jones for Nova Centurion. 3 is Janet Fung for Nova Centurion. 4, Hannah Capron for Repton. 5 is Grace Wingham for Kettering. In 6, Amelia Chescheek for Northampton. 7, Amber Haycock for Northampton. And 8 is Maisie Summers-Newton for Northampton. Now, we have 2 British para record holders in the water right now for this event. Scarlett Humphrey holds the record currently for this 200 IM, 2:55.75. She only set that earlier in October, less than a month ago. Could she improve on her own British record there? Or Maisie Summers-Newton, she holds the record in this event too, 2:56.48, which for long, complicated and boring reasons is actually about 8 seconds quicker than the world record. So onto the freestyle leg for our swimmers, or most of our swimmers, some still on breaststroke at the moment. Leading at the moment in lane 4 is Hannah Capron for Repton. She's got 10 meters left to go. Capron entered on a time of 2:27.06. 2:25.75 is the time she clocks there. It's a good couple of seconds faster than her entry. Janet Fung is in second and Amelia Chescheek in third. That's your 1, 2, 3. And Amber Haycock touches in 7th place. S10 swimmer 2:44.42 for her. So our 2 record holders coming through now. Scarlett Humphrey 2:51.73. We believe, subject to ratification, is a brand new British para swimming record for Scarlett Humphrey by 4 seconds. That is absolutely brilliant work from her. And Maisie Summers-Newton 2:59.12. Well, that's just a little bit outside for her. This is heat 3. Lane 1 is Olivia Anstey for Louth. In 2, Amelia Denham for Chesterfield. 3 is Poppy Mathias for Repton. 4, Holly Marshall for Repton. 5 is Kira Fletcher for Nova Centurion. In 6, Elodie Piercy for Repton. 7 is Fatini Kulkarni for the City of Leicester. 8 is Grace McDonald for Grantham. And Holly Marshall now in the lead, and in the lead by some way too. 17-year-old from Repton enters on 2:18.10. I don't think anyone is going to come close to catching her in this race. Just 10 meters left for her, and there's clear water between her and anyone else in the pool. She's effectively swimming this heat entirely on her own. 2:18.64, so it's pretty much bang on her entry time. Second came from lane 1, Olivia Anstey, and then Grace McDonald in lane 8 took third. So the 2 outside lanes after the inside victory. This is heat 4. Lane 1 is Jenny Finch for the City of Leicester. 2 is Lilia Cordell for Repton. 3, Ashley Green for Repton. 4 is Annabelle Wilkinson for Chesterfield. 5, Abby Mitchell for the City of Leicester. 6, Darcy Platt for the City of Leicester. 7, Lily Freeman for Northampton. 8 is Helen Sharrett for Derby Phoenix. Fourth heat coming in to finish now, and it is Annabelle Wilkinson that takes it to 20.05, a little slower than we saw in the previous heat, so won't be fastest through to the final. Darcy Platts is in second place, with Lydia Cordell touching third. This is heat 5, the final heat. Lane 1 is Alice Streeter for the City of Leicester. 2 is Alexandra Bulett for City of Lincoln. In 3, Mably Collier for Repton. Holly Robinson for Repton is in 4. 5, Eleanor Broughton for Repton. 6, Madeline Soper for the Uni of Nottingham. 7, Lily Rose Carr for Nova Centurion. And 8 is Lily Tappan for Corby. Robinson, the fastest qualifier, to 15.00. Her entry time. It is a good 4 seconds, almost 5 seconds faster than Eleanor Broughton has entered on. And now we are into the closing stages of this race. Holly Robinson leads, not unexpected. I think 2:18 or so was the fastest time I've seen so far. You know, we're not going to necessarily be faster than that. 2:19.56 for Holly Robinson, so we could be in for quite the final. Eleanor Broughton in second. Madeline Soper touches in third place. Relays coming up in just a moment's time. As soon as the backstroke start wedges are installed and everyone's happy. This is the open male 4x50 meters medley relay, heat 1. Just 3 teams in this first of our 3 heats of this relay. Loughborough Town 1 go in 3, Pentaqua B are in 4, and Loughborough Town 2 are in 5. Difficult to compare them because Loughborough Town did not submit seed times, so they have been randomly allocated the lanes in this first heat. Pentaqua B did submit the slowest seed time. That is why they are in this first heat, but doesn't mean you can't win. Nottingham Leander won a medal in the first heat in the relays yesterday, so who knows what we could see in this set of relays. First out for Loughborough, swimming over there in lane 5. Thomas McNamara went out first. Alfie Malloy is now in the water for them on the breaststroke leg, and as I say that, passes over to James Lake to swim butterfly. And Loughborough Town 1 not doing bad either. They had Goldfinch out first, Bancroft out second, and now Hobbs in the water for them. Pentaqua B had Hilton out first, Parnell out second, and Parnell again out third. Don't worry, he didn't swim 100 meters. There's just 2 people with the surname Parnell in the team. 50 meters left to go then for Loughborough Town 2 over in lane 5. They are very much in the lead and seem pretty unstoppable here. Finley Gibson bringing it home for them, but it's pretty tight, you know, between lanes 4 and 3. Harrison Bywater and Thomas Heatherstone in those respective lanes. Let's see who gets to the wall first on this heat and how fast the seed time becomes. It is Loughborough Town 2 into the wall first, 1:54.73. That is the time to be. 1:54.73 is the standard that we're looking for, and that's not a bad standard at all, you know. These next sets of teams are going to have to hit their seed times if they want to make sure they beat that. 1:54.73 for Loughborough Town 2, Pentaqua B in second, and Loughborough Town 1 in third. This is heat 2. And we go again, this time in heat 2. We've got Ripley in lane 2, Belper A in lane 3, Pentaqua A in lane 4, Sutton and Ashfield go in lane 5, 6 is Rushden Gold, 7 is Lincoln Vulcans. And as I said, the time set in the previous heat is about the seed times of these swimmers. The coaches often will know or have a pretty good estimate of how fast their relay teams are able to swim. Leading at the moment, lane 4, Pentaqua A. They had Ethan Richards go out first. Stuart Hamer is now on the breaststroke leg for them, being caught though by lane 6. Rushton Gold, Elliot Barker went out on the backstroke leg. Amantethi now swimming butterfly. Sorry, swimming breaststroke for them. It would help if I got the medley order in the right way round. But it's going to be difficult to catch Pentaqua A now, I should think. They seem to be well in the lead of the rest of this pool. They seem to have this heat under control. They know how fast their other team went as well, and I'm sure they'll be, if anything, the most important goal for them is going to be making sure that they beat their other team. On to the final leg now then for Pentaqua A. Ewan Cox just swam butterfly for them. Jamie Green is now on the freestyle leg for Pentaqua A, and they are going to touch first here. Surely I say that as Rushton Gold start to absolutely fly down this final leg. Tyler Coles is giving it something. He's trying to get to the wall if he can. He can't quite. 1:49.75 for Pentaqua A. Rushton Gold second with 1:50.84. Those are both great times. 1:49.75 though becomes the new time to beat if you want to get a medal. That is the for this next set of lads in this next heat. 1:49.75. Pentaqua first, Rushton a second, Sutton get their third. This is the final heat. It's heat 3. And we are away. Chesterfield in 1, Rushton Black in 2, Derby Excel in 3, Nottingham Leander in 4, Derby Excel in 5, Corby in 6, Repton in 7, and Repton again in lane 8. This relay is going to be intense. It is going to be just under 2 minutes of absolute cutthroat racing. It is lane 4 over first, 26.07. I saw something yesterday. Nottingham Leander's relay medal yesterday, they say, is their first ever regional relay medal, and they did it from heat 1. Now they're in a seeded heat. Now they're in heat 3. What can that team from Nottingham Leander achieve here? They still lead, but now they're under pressure from Derby XLA in lane 3. It's neck and neck between Derby XLA in 3, Nottingham Leander in 4. They turn pretty much together. Derby are ahead, 54.87. They're ahead by 0.3 of a second or so, maybe even less than that separating them, and we're more than halfway through this race already. Derby XL continue to lead from lane 3. They are under significant pressure from Nottingham Leander though over in lane 4. They're going to touch again pretty much together. Derby XLA are over first, Leander are over second, Corby are over third, and Corby are chasing a county record here as well, but Derby XLA look unstoppable. They've saved Tom Truman till the end of their race. They have now only 10 meters left to go. Derby XLA, how fast can they go? What is the time? It is 1:42.04. They're going to clock a gold medal. Nottingham Leander pick up a silver. Repton pick up a bronze. And Corby are placed in 4th, 1:45.68 for them. And we believe as well, after double checking, that that is, subject to ratification, a new Derbyshire County record for that Derby XL18. We move on to the final event of the session. This is the female 4x50 meters medley relay. Lane 3 is Loughborough Town. In 4, Louth B. 5 is Ripley. And in lane 6, we have Melton Mowbray. This is the first of 2 heats in the female 4x50 medley relay. Definitely conceivable that we could see a time from one of these, from this first heat, take a medal. I have now had the confirmed medalists in the open male 4x50 medley relay. The bronze did go to Repton A, the silver to Nottingham Leander, and the gold to Derby XLA. Halfway is done. Lane number 6 was first to the wall there. Melton Mowbray. Who have they had out swimming for them? Evie Coburn did the first leg. Charlotte Byron on to the second 50, and now this third fly swim coming from Amy Willets. She's not safe though yet, because 5 and 6 both chasing her down. Charlotte Marshall in the water for Ripley in lane 5. Charlotte Bemrose in the pool for Louth in lane 4. And it will be tight on this takeover between Mowbray in 6, Ripley in 5. Mowbray are still over first. And now coming up to the finish for lane 6 and 5. Melton Mowbray are going to get the touch on this. They've got 5 meters left to go. Melton Mowbray, how fast can they go? What standard can they set for this next relay? 2:08.40 is the time set by Melton Mowbray. Second comes from Ripley and third from Louth. This is Heat 2. Heat 2 swimmers look a little bit like this. In lane 1, Pentaqua A. 2 is Louth A. In 3, Repton B. 4 is Derby XL. 5 is Repton A. In 6, Chesterfield. In 7, Pentaqua B. And in 8, it is Belper Marlin. Well, Derby XL won the gold medals in the 4x50 freestyle relay yesterday and set a county record at the same time. Can they do the same again today? The county record for this event is 1:59.32. They'll know that that's the county record, I'm sure, and that is exactly what they will be chasing here. And they have the help of Imogen Clark, the British record holder on the 50 breaststroke, to swim the breaststroke portion of this race. 57.99. They're under the minute mark by quite a way, and no one is going to catch Derby XL here. Surely no one's going to come close to catching Derby XL here. Surely. Butterfly being swum now by Ellie Tennant. We've got Anna Tyers coming up on the freestyle in just a moment's time, but Derby XL are in a league of their own within this field. Reptene are doing as much as they possibly can to get as close as they possibly can, but Derby XL really mean business here. 1:26.40 the split time at that takeover for Derby XL. They've got 25 meters left to go. Remember, 1:59.32. I reckon they're going to smash through that county record, no problem at all. 5 meters left to go for Derby XL. They have Anna Tyers in the water. She's going to take a new county record in 1:52.38. They've just smashed it by 6 odd seconds. That is a fantastic swim from Derby XL. Repton A take a set of silvers and Repton B take the bronze medals. And that concludes the swimming for this morning's session at the Swim England East Midlands Regional Short Course Championships 2023 here in Nottingham. Thank you so much if you joined us either in the building here or on our live stream. It was great to have you along for the journey. Let's have a quick look to check when we are back for some more swimming action, because I am not as prepared as I'd hoped to be, and I don't have it up in front of me, even though I thought I did. We will have a warm-up starting at warm-up from 12 o'clock this afternoon until 12:55. The swimming gets back underway from 1 o'clock. So 12 o'clock warm-up to come, 1 o'clock start for swimming. We look forward to seeing you in an hour and a half's time.